Hey, what's going on, guys? Nathan here with the ebookreader.com. So I thought I'd do a comparison between the $79 entry-level Kindle on the left and the new Kindle Paperwhite 4 on the right. So I got the font size set up exactly the same on these, but they render differently. They have a different screen, but I'll go ahead and turn off the front light on the Paperwhite as well, so we get kind of an even playing field here. Since the entry-level Kindle, it does not have a front light. It also has the lower resolution e-ink screen. It's got the 800 by 600 resolution, which is 167 ppi, and then the Paperwhite has a 300 ppi screen. So you got high resolution screen on the Paperwhite, and it also adds the front light. It's also got more storage space with 8 and 32 gigabyte options, whereas the entry-level Kindle just comes with 4 gigabytes. And then, of course, the Paperwhite also adds waterproofing. So it's kind of interesting the way that the fonts scale on here. The entry-level Kindle kind of automatically bolds everything. So on the first level, it's basically the second level on the Paperwhite. So here's kind of a closer look. It's probably more noticeable in person, but I mean, it's not a huge difference. I've been giving the entry-level Kindle a lot of crap over the years because of its low-resolution screen, but I mean, it has the infrared touchscreen, so it has no layers over the screen, so it is a little bit clearer. Here's a look at them with no boldness, same font. So as you can see, it definitely renders bolder on the entry-level Kindle just at the default font settings. So you got to give this entry-level Kindle a little break here. It's kind of really worn. It's got a lot of scratches, but as you can see, like the Paperwhite here, it has the flush front screen. It's a little bit thinner. This one's actually a little bit lighter, the entry-level Kindle, but it's got that really deep indented screen for the infrared touchscreen. With the Paperwhite, you got that flush front screen. Here's something about the glass screen, though, is it reflects light, obviously. And at one point, the camera actually focuses on the reflections of the trees through the window. You don't get that on the entry-level Kindle because it doesn't have the glass screen. It just has the plastic e-ink front, so no reflections. The back of the Paperwhite has the soft texture to it. The back of the entry-level Kindle just kind of has that cheap plastic, kind of scratches easily. They both have the power button and then the regular USB port below. So obviously the big difference with the Paperwhite is it has a front light. So it comes in handy with a lot of reading conditions because the entry-level Kindle, it's just more like a paper book would be. So you'd have to have a lamp or a light. Even in just like regular lighting conditions, it helps. But here's I'll put something over the top of it here so it sort of creates a shadow, sort of how it is in the evening. And this is even in a well-lit room. You get a little bit better contrast with the light, even though, I don't know, I never use it at full brightness. Mostly use it like half brightness, but even then you still get a little bit lighter background, a little bit better contrast with the front light. So another thing with the Kindle Paperwhite, they added this inverted text mode, so you can use white text on a black background. They don't have that on the older Kindles, even though they could easily add it with the software update, but they don't seem to be doing that. So let's talk about some of the other stuff here. We got the page set up so that we have the same exact font, the same exact font size, all the spacing is the same. Even still, there's some difference how the page lays out. You can see it doesn't line up at the bottom. But if I remove boldness from this, then it's the same. So it's basically, they have like boldness enabled automatically on the lowest setting on the lower resolution Kindle, just because the low resolution screen. It's basically what it accounts to. But I mean, you can increase the boldness on the Paperwhite, so you can get the thicker text too. It's just really nice being able to use these custom fonts. Or these are the regular fonts, but you can load in custom fonts as well. And being able to use the boldness, it really helps out with the entry-level Kindle, making the text look better than it used to. What's really strange to me about these two devices is the entry-level Kindle is clearly faster. Faster to turn pages, faster to open menus. At first, I thought it was just because the book was indexing on the Paperwhite, but I waited for it to stop indexing. Same thing. Yeah, the entry-level Kindle is noticeably faster. I guess it's just because the lower resolution screen requires less processing power. It's the same thing with images. So with the higher resolution screen, you get a little bit more detail with like maps and stuff. This probably isn't the most high resolution image though. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It's just maybe a little bit clearer on the Paperwhite screen with the higher res. But the point to be made here is that when you're using the pinch zooming gesture with this image here, it's actually much smoother on the entry-level Kindle. So like when you're trying to pinch zoom, it's kind of, there's this herky jerky thing where it goes from big to small. It's kind of hard to like fine tune it. Whereas when you're using it on the entry-level Kindle, it's all nice and like relative to how you're pinching, and you could kind of settle on the zoom level a little bit easier. So it's kind of interesting, just the difference with the low resolution screen being able to refresh faster, being a little bit smoother operating experience is kind of odd. I wouldn't have expected that. You'd think the newer Kindle would be faster automatically, but it's definitely not. Aside from that, I mean, all the basic reading features are exactly the same on here. Amazon has the same software on their devices, so you have the same exact reading features on the lower end models you do on the higher end models. I mean, there's just a couple exceptions, like with that inverted text option. They don't have that on the older models for some reason. But I mean, the Paperwhite 4, it adds the Audible support, with Bluetooth, so you can stream audiobooks to your Bluetooth device. That was one of the new features they added, but the entry-level Kindle already has that, so you already able to do that. So, I mean, there's no difference there. The only difference, obviously, with the Paperwhite, you have a lot more storage space for audiobooks. With the regular Kindle, you only got a little over 3 gigabytes usable, so not a lot of storage space on there for audio files. But all right, so that's about it for this video. Check out the ebookreader.com for full reviews of both of these devices and all the other new ebook readers coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.